everyone. Welcome to Sam's Summaries. This episode is a deep dive discussion into Sam Fury's summary of Chapter 14 from the book How to Swing Trade by Brian Pazim. It has been created with the help of AI. The chapter is titled The Routine of a Swing Trader. You can read the original post at samfury.com.
All right, so today we're going to tackle building a routine that actually works for you, and specifically how to approach this whole thing with a beginner's mindset.
Yeah.
And get the path to success in trading. Might have more in common with professional athletes than you think.
I like that. Well, that's a great way to put it. I mean, the world of swing trading can definitely seem intimidating at first. But just like training for a marathon, having a solid routine is key.
That's what I find so fascinating with this whole thing is the parallels between trading and athletics.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So let's just jump right in.
Okay. Well, I think the foundation of any successful endeavor, whether it's trading or sports, is setting really clear goals. And I'm not just talking about some kind of vague desire to make money.
Right.
We need to get really specific here.
So how can our listener go beyond just that generic make money goal and really define what they want to achieve with swing trading?
Well, I think a really helpful framework here is the SMART goals method.
Okay.
And it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Gotcha.
So, for example, instead of just saying, oh, I want to make money,
Right.
a SMART goal might be something like increase my trading account by 15% over the next 6 months by focusing on, say, tech stocks. You see how that paints a much clearer picture.
Absolutely. And I think it's brilliant to tie in the time element as well, because it's like setting a deadline for yourself.
Absolutely.
Which can be super motivating. Now, I also found it really interesting that our source material really emphasizes the importance of defining your trading lifestyle.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's actually a crucial step that I think a lot of people overlook at first. And it's, are you aiming to swing trade part-time alongside your current job? Or are you going to be diving in full-time?
Right.
Because your answer to that question is going to significantly shape the structure of your daily routine.
Yep.
So a part-time trader might only be able to dedicate a couple of hours each evening to it, while a full-time is obviously going to have a much more immersive schedule.
It makes total sense. It's about integrating trading into your life in a sustainable way.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our goals, our trading lifestyle, all sorted out. What's the next piece of the puzzle?
Well, then comes crafting a winning strategy.
Okay.
And this is where those 4 key questions outlined in our source material come in. They really act as a roadmap, helping you focus and specialize.
You mentioned focus and specialization.
Right.
That seems to be like a recurring theme, just like in sports.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through those 4 key questions?
Absolutely. So the first one is, what markets or securities are you going to concentrate on? You could focus on stocks, options, futures. You could even focus on cryptocurrency.
Right.
And then within those markets, you might want to specialize even further. So for example, if you're interested in stocks, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to focus on tech stocks or healthcare stocks or energy companies or something like that. Becoming your expert in 1 or 2 areas, I think, is far more effective than spreading yourself too thin.
It's like a basketball player choosing to specialize in three-pointers.
Exactly.
They'll train differently than somebody who's focused on rebounds.
Exactly. The second question is about long versus short strategies.
Okay.
Now, a long strategy basically means you're buying an asset hoping to sell it later at a higher price.
Gotcha.
So imagine you believe a company's stock price is going to rise because they're about to release some promising new product. You might buy shares, hold them for a few weeks or a few months, and then sell them when the price goes up and you profit from the difference.
Makes sense.
Now, shorting is a little bit more complex. It involves borrowing shares, selling them, and then buying them back later at a lower price, hoping to profit from a decline. So it's essentially betting on a price drop. So the question is, are you going to focus on long strategies, short strategies, or both? And your routine will adjust accordingly.
It's fascinating how different strategies can lead to completely different approaches.
Right.
The next question, I believe, is about the stock price range you'll target.
That's right.
What's important for our listener to know about that?
Well, this is where we talk about the volatility and the liquidity of different stocks.
Okay.
Our source material mentions avoiding penny stocks, and for a good reason.
Yeah.
They might seem tempting because they have such a low price, but they tend to be very volatile, meaning their prices can swing wildly in a short period of time.
Yeah.
They also tend to be less liquid, meaning it can be harder to buy or sell large quantities. without impacting the price. So especially for a beginner, I think it's wiser to stick with more established companies that have more information available for analysis.
That point about avoiding penny stocks really resonated with me because it is tempting to think you can make a quick buck.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's a very risky path,
Yeah,
especially for somebody just starting out.
exactly. Now, the final question is about timeframes.
Okay.
Will you hold your trades for a matter of days, weeks, or even months? This decision will dictate how frequently you need to monitor the market.
Yeah.
So if you're aiming for really short-term trades, you might need to be checking the market multiple times per day. For longer-term trades, you might only need to check in a few times a week.
It sounds like answering those 4 strategy questions
Yeah,
really lays the groundwork for a solid plan.
exactly.
Okay, so we've got our goals, we've got our trading lifestyle defined,
Yeah.
we've got our strategy figured out. Now, how do we translate all of this into a daily routine?
Well, think of it like an athlete's training regimen. Consistency is key here.
Okay.
Successful swing trading requires showing up and putting in the work day after day, even when you don't really feel like it.
So what does that work actually look like on a daily basis? Walk us through what a typical day might entail.
Well, our source material outlines 5 key tasks that I think are really helpful to incorporate into a daily routine.
Okay.
So first, you want to start by monitoring any open positions that you have. So this is about analyzing how your existing trades are performing, taking note of any significant price movements, and making adjustments as needed, kind of like an athlete analyzing their last game, seeing, okay, what were my strengths, what were my weaknesses?
It's that constant evaluation.
Exactly.
And adjusting your approach.
Exactly.
What's next on the list?
All right, next, you want to monitor overall market conditions. So this involves keeping an eye on major economic indicators, news events, trends that could impact the markets you're trading in.
So it's not just about focusing on those individual stocks.
Right.
It's also understanding that broader context
Exactly.
that they're moving in. Okay, what comes after that?
Then comes the exciting part, screening for new opportunities.
Okay.
So this involves using various tools and techniques to identify stocks that align with your strategy and show the potential for profitable swings. A key part of this process is calculating risk-reward ratios, which is a measure used to assess the potential profit of a trade relative to the potential loss.
Okay.
So, for example, a ratio of 1 to 3 means that for every $1 you risk, there's the potential to gain $3.
So you're constantly looking for those high potential opportunities,
Exactly.
but also being mindful of how much risk you're taking on.
Exactly, like a coach scouting for new talent.
Yeah.
You're looking for those players with high potential.
What happens when you spot that promising opportunity?
Well, then you move on to the next step, which is setting the trades.
Okay.
This involves determining your entry and exit points, the number of shares you're going to buy or sell, any stop-loss orders you might want to place to limit potential losses.
Gotcha.
It's the moment of action, like an athlete executing a play they've practiced countless times. And finally, just as an athlete meticulously tracks their progress in a training log,
Yeah.
you need to fill out and revise your trading journal.
Okay.
So this is where you record all of your trades, the rationale behind them, the outcomes. It's a powerful tool for learning from both your wins and your losses.
It sounds like this trading journal is just like a treasure trove of insights
It is.
to help you refine your approach over time. Now, before we wrap up, there's one more crucial aspect I want to touch on, and that's staying on top of market sentiment.
Absolutely. And this is where resources like financial news websites, podcasts, even social media can come in handy. You need to be aware of the prevailing mood in the market. Is it bullish, bearish, neutral? Because this can significantly impact stock prices. It's kind of like athletes staying informed about industry news and trends.
It's all about staying in tune with the pulse of the market.
Exactly.
Okay, so as we bring our deep dive to a close, what's the most important takeaway for our listener today?
Well, I think the key message here is that building a structured routine is absolutely essential for success in swing trading. It allows you to approach the market strategically, make informed decisions, and continuously learn and improve.
Couldn't agree more. It's all about discipline, consistency, and always seeking knowledge. But here's a final thought for you to ponder
Okay.
as you embark on your swing trading journey. Which aspect of this daily routine that we've talked about today do you anticipate being the most challenging for you personally, and how do you plan to tackle it head on? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for joining the Deep Dive, and happy trading.
Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Summaries. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all of Sam's original summaries. You can also get any of Sam's books and other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.